powertrain protection.
Does your dog need groomed or walked? Are you looking for a pet sitter or dog boarding options? If so, call Dirty Paws, Wheeling's newest pet care service, providing the Ohio Valley with everyone's pet care needs. Check us out on Facebook at Dirty Paws WHG or call 304-639-7754.
Over the years, you've brought opioids into your home. They helped when you were in pain, and you held on to them just in case. But holding on to opioids puts your family at risk. Learn more at www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Oh, there's something so real about living local, and I know without a doubt I'm not alone. And I'm loving living local.
Okie dokie, thank you.
Is where I love to be.
In a hurry and need to see a doctor? The Woodsdale Health Center and Walk-In Clinic is located across from Little Caesars on National Road. Open 7 to 7 Monday through Friday. Patients can receive primary care, treatment of minor illnesses and injuries, wellness visits and physicals. There's also a lab draw station open from 8 to noon weekdays. A division of Wheeling Hospital, the Woodsdale Health Center is led by family physician Dr. Michael Wilson. Call 304-234-1971. They'll take good care of you.
For all of your IT needs, visit OmniPerforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies, the only IT company that the Watchdog trusts.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster. With a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. After a few scattered rain showers, just mostly cloudy through the afternoon, a daytime high near 48. Your overnight low of 28 degrees under mainly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy skies for your Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-30s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
What day is it?
It says peanut brittle.
Today is National Peanut Brittle Day.
Peanut brittle?
Good old peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle. Peanut brittle.
Didn't know it was peanut brittle day, did you?
Peanut brittle really does have life-sustaining properties.
You will fit right in here.
Why is that?
Why is that?
This show is full of nuts.
Full of nuts?
Happy National Peanut Brittle Day.
It's showtime!
Something to think about, something to laugh about, and something to talk about every day. This is the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe. Brought to you in part by Wheeling Hospital.
Here's what we are talking about today. Articles of impeachment now delivered to the U.S. Senate. The trial date is set in the nation's capital. I have some questions about the constitutionality of the trial, even though my own team is going to get unhappy with me for talking about it. D.C. reporter Tom Squitieri was with us last hour to discuss that. Several major advertisers are bypassing the Super Bowl this year. Others are cutting back dramatically as the big game takes a different look this COVID year. Another Panhandle vaccination clinic set up on Friday. You'll need to use the old call-in system one more time. Marshall County's Threat Preparedness Director Mark Ackerman with us in a minute or two to talk about that. The new online vaccine registration system got a pretty heavy workout on day one and apparently was somewhat successful. Phase 2 of the I-70 Bridges project begins next week as the eastbound Fulton Bridge will close down, be torn down, and eventually rebuilt. But among other things, that's going to create some access issues to Wheeling Hospital. We'll take a look at that when we have a chance. Plus, I've been sharing my tale of my very cold, bundled up night last night since we had a gas leak in the house and the gas company came. Very, very nice, very, very helpful guy who, after doing his analysis, said, I got to turn your gas off, which meant no heat last night. And so my wife and I had a little camp out in the living room with space heaters and big fluffy blankets. And it was kind of fun. I mean, it was, And we still did our usual watching of Perry Mason at the same time. So it was a bundle up and stay cold night last night. It's going to be a warm day, warmest day of the week. I want to be careful how I phrase that. The warmest day of the week is coming up today. Daytime high around 46. Overcast skies, scattered rain showers in the morning. A few stray sprinkles in the afternoon are possible. Temperatures, as I mentioned, mid-40s throughout the day today. Going to be breezy. The winds will blow around a little bit. Currently, we are looking at 36 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. A little wind blowing around about 7 miles an hour, so it feels like 30. 36 degrees feels like 30. 36 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. 36 degrees here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling. And 36 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Has it warmed up inside there at all, Biff?
66.
Oh, well, I think you only hit about 64 yesterday, right? So 66 is good.
Baby steps.
You're on your way up. Yeah, baby steps. When we had no heat in the house, I thought about, I was debating how to do the show from the home studio with no heat this morning, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just go down to the radio station and just, first time in a long time, I could go down and mask up and broadcast from there. And then I realized it's just as cold there as it is here. So I decided I might as well just stay home. 9:12 on the Watchdog Morning Show. Let me welcome from Marshall County's Health Department, Mark Ackerman. Mark, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Howard. How are you doing today?
Good. It's good to have you on the show. I appreciate your time with us this morning. Have you heard any feedback on the new statewide registration system? Have you heard any feedback about it? Going well, poorly? What's happening?
People are just confused because of the fact that they actually thought that getting registered meant you would be eligible at that time to get appointments for these vaccination clinics this week, but it wasn't real clear in the pressers that it won't actually do appointments until next week at the earliest.
Yeah, that was my fear, and even then, it's a registration system. There aren't going to be any appointments until there's vaccine available, and that isn't going to necessarily happen the day that you call or that you get online. I was really concerned that people were going to misconstrue that, and I saw some frustration on Facebook and stuff early yesterday. Well, I got online, but they didn't give me an appointment. Well, it's a registration system. It's not an appointment system. So you have to be careful about that. But I guess they had quite a lot of people online signing up for it. And once you understand what it's all about, it's probably a better way of doing it than what you've been doing, do you think?
Oh, we fully believe that because it will take that load off of us of all the calls coming into the health departments asking about appointments. So we fully support this. We just wish it would have been a little bit better explanation going forward at the beginning.
I heard of no complaints yesterday of anybody who said they couldn't get through. Of course, the online part should be fairly easy. Some folks will prefer to call, and there's a number they can call if they just want to call to get registered. But I didn't hear anybody complaining as they had before about I tried to get through, and I couldn't get through. So hopefully the system is a big step forward. But Mark, as you pointed out, there is a clinic. It's another regional clinic coming up this Friday, I believe. And it is still going to rely on the old system. Is that right?
Yes, we will open our call center tomorrow morning. Marshall County and Ohio County will both open up their call centers at 8:30 in the morning, and we will take the allotted appointments for that event beginning at 8:30. We generally fill up within about 20 to 25 minutes at max. So it is a very quick process.
How much vaccine do you have either as a county or as a region for Friday?
We have 400 doses coming in for the region.
Same as last Friday?
Yes.
Okay. And Marshall County, so when you call the Marshall County number, you register only for those who have Only enough, only the number of people that you have Marshall County vaccine for? Is that the way it works?
Right. We've allotted out roughly 135 doses for each one of the health departments to fill up their slots.
So if people call tomorrow, and I want to give the numbers in a few minutes here, but because I want people to get a piece of paper and pencil ready if they are concerned about getting the number written down. But if you call tomorrow, beginning at 8:30, there are only 135 Marshall County slots available, 135 Ohio County. I think Wetzel and Tyler are still using a wait list. Is that right?
Yes, they are.
So Wetzel and Tyler counties not called, but Ohio and Marshall County, if you call, there are only going to be 135 slots available, and you may still run into the same problem. Then, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but you may run into the same problem that people did last time, which is busy signals or frequent ringing and not getting connected and so on. So patience is going to be required again, right?
Right, and they have emergency management who has the lines that we're utilizing, has worked with the vendor. There was an issue last week as far as that number switching over to the appropriate recorded message when we were done. Instead of the recording coming on saying that all slots are full, it reverted back to please dial your extension. And that's why there's actually a different number out this time. There was an issue with that other number, so that they have switched it and tested it. The vendor says it will work this time.
Well, let's hope so. Has to be frustrating on your end. I mean, people got really angry. I mean, angry last week and prior weeks as well, but it really seemed to like almost come to a head last week. People were getting angry when they couldn't get through. And I think if you stop to think about the reality of the number of lines, the number of people trying to get through, and the total number of appointments, it's understandable, but it had to be pretty frustrating for you.
Well, it is, but we understand their frustration. We've tried to work through every little glitch that we possibly can when we do these things. But I hope the public understands we're trying to make it as fair as possible to the members of the public. If we had a wait list, it could be 3,000 people long. And if you weren't one of those first couple 135, you're not going to get an appointment at all. So we try to make it as fair as possible that we can to open it up to everybody in the county that is within that age range each time we have vaccines coming in.
This will be a regional vaccination clinic on Friday. Same place as last time, down at the Marshall County Fairgrounds?
Yes, at the Chevron building.
It was, I must say, I thought it very, very efficiently run. I was really impressed with how well that operation ran, from signage to know where to go, to pulling up, to the wheelchair brigade that got wheelchairs out there for people who needed them, to moving you along through the line very quickly. I mean, I was just really impressed at how efficient the whole thing was.
Well, we appreciate those kind words. This is something that the health departments alone could not have pulled off. We had members from emergency management, VOAD, our volunteer corps at each one of the health departments. We had School of Osteopathic Medicine. We even had corporate sponsors through Covestro who provided the food for the workers. So it was a absolute community thing coming together to put something like this together.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten there early, though, because as I was leaving, one of the workers said to me, we had sausage, gravy, and biscuits from Bob's lunch this morning. I said, wait a minute, you didn't save me any? Come on, somebody could have saved me some.
I actually said the exact same thing when I opened it that morning. I was like, oh, too bad Howard's later today.
Mark, what about people who signed up on the vaccine registration online list yesterday? Do they call again tomorrow to get on this one, or are they... Well,
if they want to be able to get an appointment this week, they have to call that number tomorrow, because that system won't start doing appointments until next week at the earliest.
So then they would still be on the registration list, the online registration list, and I guess whenever their turn were to come up, they would simply say, I don't need it anymore. Is that what you'd have to do?
We have to submit a list of everybody
Oh, okay.
that comes this week, and if they happen to be on the registration system, it will clear them off afterwards.
You'll take them off. Okay. All right. That makes sense. I had somebody who asked me this morning, sent me a comment on our Facebook Live page and asked me, and I don't have an answer to this, maybe you don't. Is there, if you go online and you fill out, it's a little form, I gather, it's your name and address and some basic medical questions and so on. Is there anything that's done to make sure you filled it out correctly? In other words, do they tell you haven't done it right, or do you know?
If you haven't submitted all the required data, it will give you an error when you go to save it.
Okay.
And submit it in. There are the fields that have asterisks, I believe, that are all required according to what DHHR has shown us. So if you haven't submitted everything that's required, it will give you an error message and not allow you to save it, and then it'll, I think, bring that box up generally in red.
That's what I thought. Okay. Now, Friday's vaccination clinic will be 65 and older. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And at the moment, those are the folks who are being vaccinated anywhere. If you are under 65, you can still get on the online registration, but I assume it will automatically cycle 65 and older to the top of the list. I mean, if you're 58 or 47 or something, you'll be put down on a lower priority. I'm gathering that's the way it would work. Is that correct?
Yes. When they pull a list for a specific upcoming clinic, there will be an age range, or eventually it could be where they're putting in for groups who have the comorbid issues. And they will be able to pull details out of that and sort it by that area and that age range to be able to come up with the list of those folks that are going to be offered the appointments.
Mark, they're not really at the moment, though, looking at those comorbidity issues, right? I mean, it's basically been age. At least that seems to be what I've been understanding. I know when this whole thing was talked about, it was going to be those who are of a certain age and or have certain health situations. But right now, we're just basically looking at age, right?
Right. It is very difficult for the state to come up with a defined set of individuals who absolutely have to have this vaccine versus the general public. So it is a very tough decision for them to be able to define what that definition of the comorbid issues would be.
So basically, at the moment at least, it is strictly based on age, 65 and older. Mark, are we into? I talked to Howard Gamble about this yesterday. Do you feel comfortable that we'll be getting more vaccines in the future? I mean, larger numbers at a time in the future for the local area?
I hope we will, with the president enacting the Production Act to ramp up production of more vaccine. And it's very hopeful for us with the potential of Johnson & Johnson vaccine coming on board, with that being a single shot vaccine versus a double. I mean, Marshall County has 30,000 people. If it's just strictly Moderna and Pfizer, we have to do 60,000 shots.
Right.
With Johnson & Johnson, that cuts our numbers back down in half again. So we're very hopeful with the health department that those all come on board and we get more, because we really hope not to be doing this all the way through November or December coming up.
What's your best guess? I mean, what's the time? How long are we going to be doing this? I understand you don't want to be doing it through November and December, but I mean, what's your best guess? How long do you think this will go on? Vaccination clinics.
If we get that Johnson & Johnson single, best experts' guesses right there are saying roughly we could potentially be finished up sometime in August, hopefully.
Okay. All right. When do you think, again, I'm asking you to speculate, and I understand that, but when do you think sort of the general public, again, the 48-year-old without any bad conditions or anything, just when will the general public, do you think, be able to get a vaccine?
I think we're not going to go down to general sometime till April or May, I would think.
Okay. So
just because of the
65
sheer
plus
numbers. Yeah, I think we'll start stepping down a little bit more, but to just say anybody in the public, probably April to May, just because we've got to get these specific populations completed. And I mean, for Marshall County, we have probably in the 60, well, we did 350 or so in the 80 plus. Now we've done another 130 some in the 65 and over. So that's only a drop in the total bucket for the county.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got plenty of folks in that category, 65 plus category, or even 80 plus. But I mean, from 65 to death, you've got a lot of people that need to get vaccinated before you can start ramping it down to some other categories. I don't know what the total numbers might be, but I'm sure maybe you do. But you're going to have a lot of people already, waiting for their vaccine.
Right, and it's just a matter of time. If they can ramp up the production and get the higher level of distribution out to the county, we'll get it out as soon as we can. We're generally getting it out 2 to 3 days later at max. Sometimes we have clinics scheduled 2 hours after the vaccine arrives if we're doing a very targeted population that we know you're going to be here for sure. And like when we did first responders, a lot of times we had them set up that afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Well, you may also, with the registration, the online registration system, it might be easier to do a quick turnaround because you can identify people and give them a call and say, we've got something tomorrow or whatever. I would assume at least that you could do that maybe a little more efficiently.
Yes, because
one
with this professional system, if we set a clinic, that system can start getting a hold of them immediately. We don't have to set up a call center and wait for 6 people. You're talking an automated system, which can move much faster than individuals can.
As I said, I was very impressed with the efficiency of the clinic on Friday, and I will assume it'll be the same this week. But the downside of these regional clinics is that some folks had to travel a long way to get there. Do you see us going back to more county-wide clinics in the future?
We will start next week. Everything is going back to, they're still classifying it as a regional style model because with this new system, somebody out in Dallas, which is Marshall County, could end up be closer to a vaccination clinic at the Highlands. So they may be pulled out to another county on their appointments. So they're still classifying it as regional, but the health department in the county, we will be teaming up with WV Reynolds down here. We believe Ohio County will be teaming up with Wheeling Hospital. So it's going to be more county-based beginning next week.
And again, that will make much less of a trip for some folks because, again, as efficient as it was on Friday, I think a lot of people had to come, and as it will be this Friday too, a lot of people have to travel a long way. If you're coming from, the rural part of Tyler County up to the Marshall County Fairgrounds, that can be a long drive.
We had a gentleman who actually drove roughly an hour and 40 minutes each way to get there. But he was not going to miss that chance.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. Mark, do you think that the time will come, I don't know when, March, April, whenever, you think the time will come when clinics will go out into the community as opposed to having the community come to them?
That will be a little rougher, and that will be more of an option, I think, once Johnson & Johnson comes on board. Mm-hmm. With the Moderna and the Pfizer, the temperature control of the vaccine is very, very specific right now. Makes it harder to make it more mobile. But the Johnson & Johnson supposedly should allow us to have a little bit more mobility.
Yeah, and that hopefully is coming on in the near future. All right, for folks who want to try to make an appointment for this Friday, what's the time frame, by the way, on the clinic itself? 8 to 4 again, or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For those who want to try to get an appointment, they can begin calling tomorrow, not today, tomorrow morning at 8:30. And do you have numbers to call?
I don't have them on me. I forgot them.
That's right. I have them here. So what I'll do after I let you go is I'll give people a chance to get their pencil and paper out, and I'll give the Ohio and Marshall County numbers that people can write down. But again, if you want to be part of this coming Friday's vaccination clinic, it'll be a regional clinic at the Marshall County Fairground. You have to call and get a reservation. Even if you have put yourself on the online registration list, if you want this Friday's event, you must call and try to get an appointment. If you don't make it this time around, then the reservation list will kick in after that, and then future events will rely on the list. Is that right, Mark?
Yes, we are scheduled right now to receive additional vaccine in the county next week, and from what we're understanding from the state, those appointments will be coming from the new registration system.
All right, so again, I'll give the phone number to people here in a minute or two so if they want to jot it down. Mark, I appreciate anything else you want to share with us, anything else you want the people to know before I let you go?
We just warn people because the newspaper this morning accidentally forgot to put in the date of the call-in in the newspaper, but as you said, the call-in for the call centers is tomorrow morning. They're going to make a correction with the newspaper. Somebody had already identified it to us this morning that had accidentally been left off the newspaper this morning.
All right, and again, it begins at 8:30, and it'll go very quickly. Don't call at 10 and think you're going to get in. I mean, at 8, if you want to try to get an appointment, you start calling at 8:30, and hopefully you'll get through.
By 9 o'clock,
we
should be completely filled up.
What's that?
By 9 o'clock, all of those appointments should be completely filled.
Right. So, have patience. Don't get angry. You may not get in and may not get an appointment. A lot of people will call. 135 appointments will be available, and hundreds of folks will no doubt be trying to call in. So I said once before, it's really the luck of the call, that whether you get through or not. And, and that's just a reality. All right, Mark, I appreciate your time this morning. Thanks very much. Again, a very efficient clinic that you guys ran last week, and I'm sure it'll be a good one again this week.
All right. Thank you, Howard.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Mark Ackerman is the Threat Preparedness Director in Marshall County. And again, I wanted to make sure we talked about this today because this is a regional clinic this Friday, as in, 3 days from now. This coming Friday, 8 to 4, at the Marshall County Fairgrounds in the Chevron building, same place it was last week. And there are 400 doses allocated to the 4 counties, basically. Wetzel and Tyler are simply using a wait list. So folks who've already been on the list will be called to come to Wetzel and Tyler. Ohio and Marshall counties, you will need to call tomorrow, beginning at 8:30, to get your reservation. And it will be the same as before, Biff. A lot of folks will probably get angry. A lot of people will get frustrated. But this is the system we have to work with for one more week. Now, next week, additional clinics thereafter, the online registration system will kick in. If you have already registered online, that's okay. Call tomorrow. And if you get an appointment, they will notify the online system and take you off of that wait list. And if you want to call today, if you have some time and get on the registration list and still call tomorrow, you can do that. So don't abandon that online registration list until you've gotten an actual vaccine. And again, hopefully you'll be lucky to get it on Friday. Now, let me give you the numbers. Hopefully everybody put their pencil and paper out. In Marshall County, this is for Marshall County residents, 304-221-9910. 304-221-9910. Beginning at 8:30 tomorrow. It won't answer before that. So beginning at 8:30 tomorrow, start calling. You can get an appointment, hopefully. As Mark said, if you try for half an hour or so and you don't get through, you're probably not going to get through. Let's just be brutally honest about it. In Ohio County, the number is 304-234-3798, 304-234-3798. So those are beginning at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Call the numbers, try to get yourself an appointment for the vaccine on Friday. And again, then starting next week, the online system will be taking care of all of this. But this is one more time you got to use this call-in system, which will frustrate some of you, and I'll get complaints and stuff because that's what they do. People complain. I get it. And I talked to someone yesterday who was upset, said, well, nobody told me there was last Friday. Well, I don't know what to tell you. You know, you got to pay attention to the information when it's out there, and it's there. We all try and do it, the newspaper, television, here on the radio, social media, Facebook, so on, try to get the information out. All we can do is put it out, and hopefully you take advantage of it. All right, 9:36, 24 till the hour. Watchdog Morning Show. Let's do some headlines from our friends at Metro News and get the betting line for you and take care of a little piece of business or two after that, and then we'll see what the Big Seven is working on today. That's all coming up here on the Watchdog Morning Show.
The Metro News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
or call 304-639-7754.
When winter weather strikes the Ohio Valley, you can trust the Storm Tracker 7 weather team to help you plan your day. Our experienced meteorologists stay connected with you on TV, online, and on social. Get your weather information straight from a local source. We'll help you be prepared and make sure you'll never be surprised.
And we do expect dry conditions overnight, tonight, and all day tomorrow.
Meteorologist Dr. Dave Walker, Aaron Mylar, and me, Zach Petty, the Storm Tracker 7 weather team, working for you.
This is Wheeling Fire Chief Larry Helms reminding everyone about the seriousness of this COVID-19 in our region during these colder weather months. This virus is spreading rapidly and could put a strain on our hospitals and emergency services. I am asking everyone to please wear a mask. It's important to make sure your mask covers your nose and your mouth at all times. Wearing a mask is one of the only defensive tactics we have to slow this virus down. Remember, wear a mask, stay apart, and wash your hands.
Island Pawnbrokers is now your local firearm dealer. In a pinch? Need cash quick? See us before going to the big box stores. Paying top dollar for firearms, gold, silver, tools, coins, and electronics. Don't lose your good credit. Let us give you instant cash. Stop by 2 North Broadway Street on Wheeling Island, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Island Pawnbrokers. Stop in for instant cash.
Hello, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm the Storm Tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Tuesday. After a few scattered rain showers, just mostly cloudy through the afternoon, a daytime high near 48. Your overnight low of 28 degrees under mainly cloudy skies. Mostly cloudy skies for your Wednesday with highs in the low to mid-30s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
Thank you for riding with the Watchdog. Live and local, just the way you like it. The perfect cure for your quarantine blues. The Watchdog on Facebook Live. Watch The Watchdog weekdays on Facebook Live, beginning with the morning show with Howard Monroe at 7 a.m. Local talk radio, Watchdog style. Give us a call and tell us what you're thinking. Locally, 304-214-1600. Out of the area, toll free, 866-514-1600 or 304-232-8255.
Watch out! He could climb on his soapbox at any time. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
37 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport. The winds are calm, so it's 37 at the airport, 37 at my home studios, 37 degrees at the Robinson Auto Group Studios, downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. Coming up today, 10:06, right after the 10 o'clock news break, my good friend Mr. Kirchhoff will be here. Hoppy and Brad McElhenney will kick things off at 10:06, talking about a recent audit that's been done of a statewide loan program, creating a little bit of controversy. Hoppy and Brad will talk about that. Also coming up today, U.S. Attorney Mike Stewart from the Southern District will be on, and Chris Steyerwalt will be on, political analyst. Chris, of course, up until recently with Fox News, then got the boot from Fox News. Refused to talk about getting the boot, by the way, with Hoppy last week. I don't know if he'll talk about it this week or not. To Hoppy's credit, he keeps trying to say, well, were you fired? And Chris said, we're not going to talk about that. But Chris Steyerwalt in today with Hoppy. Also some talk with our friends from Fox News, not our friends, his friends from Fox News about the articles of impeachment. That's all coming up today. Statewide talk line from 10 until noon here on the Watchdog. 9:45, a quarter before the hour. I know that yesterday Howard Gamble explained it to us, and I know that he was saying, well, it's understandable. But you know, Biff, we just got done talking to Mark Ackerman, who said there are, for the 4 counties in the Northern Panhandle that are in this event on Friday, a total of 400 vaccines. Wetzel, Tyler, Ohio, and Marshall counties. Ohio and Marshall each will have about 135 vaccines. 135 vaccines for Friday. And then I listened to that Metro News report about Kanawha County. Did you hear what they said?
Yeah, I caught it.
Kanawha County is hoping to do 4,000 a day. We have a total of 400 for 4 counties for a week. You know, that's a 1 week, and then we had 400 last week, so let's call it 400 for 4 counties in a week. And Kanawha County says they're hoping to do 4,000 a day. I know they're a bigger county. I understand they cover a larger region. I mean, I do. My brain tells me that. But my heart tells me there's something not right about that. 135 in Ohio County, 135 in Marshall County, 4,000 a day in Kanawha County? Biffy, you said it yesterday. I think you hit the nail on the head.
What, the fact that they don't like us up here?
That's pretty. I think that's pretty much it. It's just, doesn't that sound? Again, they're a bigger county. Let's take all that, but doesn't that just sound dramatically different? We get 400 for 4 counties a week, and they get 4,000 a day. A day? Just doesn't.
I mean, if the capital of the state were here in Wheeling, maybe we would get the same. It'd be reversed. But when the capital's in Charleston and Charleston's in Kanawha County, I guess you got to take care of them and forget about everybody else in the state.
It just doesn't seem right. Again, I understand they're a bigger county. And again, I talked about with Howard Gamble yesterday. Howard did not seem to get all upset about it. He understood the reasoning and rationale. Maybe I'm just not calm enough about it, but it just seems to me that the disparity is dramatic. 135 for Ohio County, 4,000, 135 a week for the last 2 weeks in Ohio County, 4,000 a day. That's what Metro News said. I take them their word. It's our team, our Metro News team, 4,000 a day. That just seems, oh well. Stop griping, Monroe. Stop complaining. Off the text line at 304-214-1600, Howard, could you give me the Ohio County number to call in tomorrow? Yes, I will do this. And Biff, if you want to respond to the text with these numbers, you can do that. But I will do it here on the air. The Ohio County number to call tomorrow, beginning at 8:30, to hopefully get yourself an appointment for Friday's clinic is, there are 304 numbers, of course, 234-3798, 234-3798. Marshall County's number, 221-9910, 304-221-9910. And you can still, of course, now that you must do one of those 2 numbers for the clinic on Friday. For upcoming clinics, you can use the website at vaccinate.wv.gov, or you can call the statewide hotline and get yourself on the list at 833-734-0965. That's the statewide number if you want to use that. But that will not work for this week. For this Friday's clinic at the Marshall County Fairgrounds, it's only if you call tomorrow, 234-3798 or 221-9910. I have not heard a total. I should look it up to see if they got numbers as of this morning. As of midday yesterday, remember the whole, this new website went up at 8 o'clock yesterday. At midday yesterday, they already had 40,000 people successfully signed up on that online registration system. So it's clearly going to be, people are really taking advantage of it. And I talked to several friends and folks that I know yesterday that managed to get themselves signed up through that system. So again, anybody can sign up. They still will distribute the vaccine. It's a registration system. You're not guaranteed an appointment. It simply puts you on the list. And when clinics become available that are for you, you'll get a call or an email or an alert of some kind telling you you can come get a vaccine at a certain time or place. And anybody can sign up. but we're still in the 65 and older category as far as clinics being done around the state, so be aware of that. Was there something else in this story I wanted to tell you about that website? I guess that's it. Governor Justice said, I'm in contact with the federal government every day. I'm screaming my head off. I need more vaccines. I hate like crazy. You're calling over and over and can't get through. And you know what? I believe him. Again, I have a lot of criticism for the governor, but I think it frustrates him just as much as it frustrates everybody else. Of course, he has his vaccine, right? Because we all saw him. We all saw him get it. Game tonight, high school basketball, right? We're trying, guys. We're trying to give you a little bit of basketball when we can, right?
Yes, we are, and we will be at St. Clairsville again tonight, as Martins Ferry will be at St. Clairsville, and that game is on WVLY tonight, and over on WKKX Pittsburgh Penguins hockey tonight, as they will be taking on the Boston Bruins.
All right, so high school basketball on AM 1370 and FM 97.7, and Penguins hockey on AM 1600 and FM 98.1. Check it out. And remember, you can always listen online at our website, watchdognetwork.com, or via TuneIn Radio. Use the TuneIn Radio app when possible. So, again, we're doing the best we can to try and bring you basketball. We're still a good ways away from getting West Virginia basketball back in action, though, right, Biff?
Yeah, we're a couple weeks away from practices starting, but again, it depends on the goofy map. So we'll just once we hit February, we're just going to take it day by day and hope that the goofy map works in our favor and go from there.
Is that an official title? Is that the official title we use now, the Goofy Map?
That's going to be my official title for it because I can't say what I want to call it. So I've.
No, please, well, you're the guy who has the button. If you say it, hit the button quick, Biff.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's why I've kind of lightened it up to just that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go by it as.
If you want to use the Goofy Map,
yeah, we'll use that. That's
we'll use that. 7 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Our friends of the Big Seven will be calling in shortly, and we'll talk about what they've got coming up today that they're working on throughout the day today. And Bob Westfall is here right now from the Big Seven to tell us that. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Howard. How are you?
I'm cold.
Cold?
Well, we had a gas leak in our house last night, and the gas company came and shut our gas off.
Ooh, yeah, that would make it cold. Yeah, I was going to make fun of you, say it was, it is January, but
this was
extenuating circumstances.
So it was. My wife and I slept. We gathered in the living room with a space heater and fluffy blankets and slept the night away there. So it's got to get somebody in to get that fixed. And apparently, from what the guy told me, it's not like, oh, here's a little leak, fix it. No,
right.
He says you got to take all the pipes out and put all brand new pipes in. And I say, oh God.
That's it. I do
so
want
I'm
to
cold. The answer to your question is how am I? I'm cold. I'm cold.
Are you the only radio show that has a goofy button though?
Oh no. I'm not even the only radio show here at this station that has a goofy button. I gotta tell you.
Yeah, we have one here too.
Yeah, we have multiple goofy buttons. In fact, sometimes I think inside our studios there's nothing but goofy buttons.
Yeah, and that's just people running the place.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Anyway.
What are you working on today?
All right, a couple things we're working on today. I'm going to talk to Senator Portman. Rob Portman of Ohio has announced that he is not running for re-election for the United States Senate, which kind of surprised me after the last few years. Going to find out. I mean, basically, in the state, we talked about gridlock. Excuse me. About gridlock and things like that, which is kind of interesting because I know other local politicians, when they were elected, talked about gridlock, and here we are 10, 12 years later, and we still got gridlock. So
we still have gridlock, yep.
We're going to try to talk to him about that, what he's planning on doing. Maybe even ask, see who he thinks should replace him come election time. So we'll have that. Lighter story today with Major being the first rescue dog in the White House. We're going to talk to a local animal shelter, seeing if they're seeing an uptick in people rescuing dogs from shelters and taking them home with them. DK is going to work on that today, so we'll have that. Something out of Steubenville I kind of like. Puglisi West Elementary celebrated 100 days of face-to-face learning. So they've been in school. They've been in school for just a little over 3 months, face-to-face. So we're going to go up this morning and find out how they did it, how they're doing, and things like that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Put together 100 days, especially during the situation we're dealing with now with the pandemic. Kind of curious to see how that school managed to string together 100 days of face-to-face learning.
Yeah. I'd be curious. I mean, I assume they're following all the protocols with the masking and distancing, and I do not recall having heard of any cases of COVID showing up at that school. So, if I'm right, that's a pretty successful run of things. By the way, that's also an indicator that maybe we've all been a little bit too cautious. I don't know.
Maybe. I know they talk about the infection rate for young kids and stuff like this, and this is a grade school, so maybe they are right, but we're going to find out what they were doing. Like I said, to put together 100 days. Our Tackle Hunger Tuesday continues. Today we're going to go up to Weirton to the community bread basket, find out what their needs are. As you know, we're highlighting a different food pantry. Last week it was the soup kitchen. This week it is the community bread basket. How important, and again, these institutions are at this day and time when so many of our friends and family are having a tough time. So these people step into the breach. So we're going to find out all about this particular group and what they can do to help.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I'll be curious. Yeah, there's need for a lot of those places, so I'm glad to see them get highlighted.
Yeah, so we're excited about that one. We'll have that one tonight at 6 o'clock. Obviously, we're going to keep an eye on the weather. I think it's going to clear out. I think we're talking of almost 40 degrees today, but we're going to check that out. And, of course, as you said before I came on, we're going to try and see what sports is happening tonight. So Scott Nolte and Victoria Donatelli will be working on those stuff as well. So that's a little bit of
all right, it's all coming up today at noon. Then again at 5, 6, 10, 11, 5:30 for statewide coverage, and always online at WTRF.com or on the Facebook page or Twitter accounts of various and sundry TV7 digital journalists. Check it out.
Yes.
All right, Bob, I appreciate it. I'm going to go try and get warm again.
All right.
Maybe get somebody in here to fix my gas pipes.
Yeah.
You and I will talk again. Actually, tomorrow's your day off, so I'll talk to you again on Thursday.
All right, guys. You guys stay warm.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Bob Westfall from the Big 7, WTRF TV. Newscast at noon, and it'll be live here on the radio station as well. So live at WTRF, live here on the radio station. It's time for me to say sayonara, see you, bye-bye, farewell. I got to go. I got to get out of here. Good Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, another go-around of the big gig. Are you back with me, Biffy?
I'm here for a Wednesday.
We'll keep on doing it till we get it right.
That could be a long time.
Indeed.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Vaccines administered to everyone eligible. Here's ABC's Aaron Katursky.
What of New Jersey?
All right, Biffy, another day in the history books. Did it get any warmer up there? It's not any warmer here either. I think my wife turned the heater off. She went out to take Teddy to a doctor's appointment. I think it's getting colder here, so I have to go bundle up someplace, call someone to come and try and get our pipes replaced. I can just feel it's going to be a mess. I can just see my basement's going to be torn up, and oh God. But got to get it done, I guess. All right, I will be around if you need me for anything. Otherwise, I'll talk to you in the morning. All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. All right, bye.
sides signaling they want to get this trial over with quickly. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says few, if any, witnesses will be called, noting that the lawmakers were all witnesses to what happened here on January 6th.
A teenager killed when a tree toppled under the family home in suburban Birmingham, Alabama overnight because of a twister. ABC's Jim Ryan says rescue crews are still searching for more victims.
Many of the residents of Fultondale had already gone to bed as the dangerous nighttime storm moved in. The first firefighters on the scene found widespread devastation. In audio from Broadcastify.
We have a whole house on top of a basement. We have 5 victims inside.
At least one person was killed, 28 were hurt. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Exactly a year ago today, NBA great Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others were killed in a helicopter crash outside L.A. Next month, the NTSB holds a hearing to determine the cause. You're listening to ABC News.
The IRS doesn't mess around. If they want your money, they'll take it. They can take your paycheck and bank accounts too, even threaten your home or business. Don't take on the IRS alone. If you owe back taxes,